quick little update. As Vice Grip Garage Derek guy says, I did a quick Craigslist rebuild on my valve covers. I got some of that side cleaned up. I'm gonna pull the hoses all off and then cover the engine and paint that side. I pulled the wiring out. I just need to disconnect it in 1, 2, 3 spots. Got all the hoses on this side pulled out. Got the body mounts put in properly. And then here, I cut away more of the tunnel. I gotta take the park brake out. I'm gonna build this up, maybe like this high, like this, to put it a little armrest in. And now I am waiting for those to dry, and then I'm going to put them back on and start laying out the wiring harness. This isn't the final product, but I got the valve covers back on after I painted them, and then I just painted the lettering, but these aren't the final covers. I'm missing that one. It flew off on the interstate, so I have to buy a new set of them. I was just trying to see what it would be like getting the letters painted. I did kind of a crappy job, but that's what it's going to kind of look like. So today what I'm going to tackle is something that I have a little bit of an anxiety for. This wiring stuff, we have a whole bunch of lines in this car that are all vacuum lines, and then I have the HVAC system that's all external in the cab. What I think I'm gonna do is get the vintage air eventually, but last year I drove this 3,500 miles with no air. So I think what I'm going to do is delete the HVAC, and then I can install the reservoir up in that corner and keep it really clean. The vintage air deletes it anyway. I just don't know if I do that. I'm not really sure what to do with all of this wiring. So it's that feeling you get when you get too far in a project that you can't come back out of and you probably can't fix, so I'll end up selling the entire car kind of like this, but without the wires. So we'll see if that doesn't happen or not. Level 0 Motorsports sent me the EGR block-off plate. Goes right down there, so I'll install that. I don't know where these go. Maybe that goes, I'm not sure what goes there yet. Maybe one of those, maybe that goes there. Don't know where that giant plate goes. Might be for a different car. Here's a quick to-do list that I got going on. I finally wrestled this out. I ended up having to cut off the coolant pipes, which I was bummed about because I'd like to keep that as a whole unit. But all of the exchange or radiators or whatever they are rotten anyway. So pretty excited about this actually, because look how much space this opens up. And now for the coolant jug, you can put it basically anywhere. I don't know how I'm gonna mount it yet. It looks like it might mount best this way, because all the hoses go off towards the engine. Kind of excited though. So on this side of the engine, I'll get to clean this up, and then I'll wipe it off really well, and then I'll just paint this section. I'll cover the engine and paint this section. I can't believe how much room this opens up. Like, the body mount is actually accessible. It was pretty hard to get to the first time. One thing I'm really excited about is the fuel lines. The LT1 fuel lines will just go right there. I'll have a fuel filter right there, so if this is in the way, somehow it will be here. I can still access the fuel filter. I thought I was gonna have to get underneath to do that. So when I'm changing fuel filters, I thought I was gonna have to get underneath. So that's a giant relief to me. One thing I might not have shown yet is I took off the park brake. I cleaned out the wiring. It's all piled over there right now. There are still some vacuum lines hooked in, so I got to figure out that contraption. I'm gonna go get some plywood so I can kind of mock up, and I'll cover it in wax paper and start fiberglassing over this. This park brake doesn't look like it's gonna work because of the quarters. I also, when I was doing emergency cuts for the body, I chopped twice into the positive cable. So it looks like I'll have to run a new positive cable. Bummer deal. So that was a $50 burn. And start tomorrow by cleaning up that firewall, cutting a plate for it, painting it. On to the next thing.